Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Pearson, I want to come back. You were appointed in March of 2013. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So what 3 things have you done to improve the culture since you've gotten there? Very briefly, we have limited time. What 3 things have you done to improve the culture? Because that's been brought up that there's a culture problem.
We've instituted an Office of Professional Integrity. We've established a new discipline process so that discipline is done in a more transparent and consistent way. We've initiated development training for our supervisors, for our SES, and for our work-and-file workforce.
All right. So you've done some training and some new positions, because I'm real concerned. When that question came up, I watch people all the time, and no less than 4 people that are here with you today agreed that you have a cultural problem. And, you know, you could tell from their responses that there's an issue within the agency. But I also want to go back and give you a chance to correct your testimony. I thought I heard earlier that you said that you were short 500 uniformed Secret Service people due to sequestration. I can't believe that would be accurate, so I'll give you a chance to correct that.
Across the organization, the Secret Service is down 550 personnel.
Okay,
would the gentleman yield for just a second?
Yeah.
He wanted to. Would you stop the clock for just a second? The amount of people who were in the U.S. Secret Service the day you were sworn in, and the amount of people that are there today, if you would please, because these numbers of full-time equivalents and so on, I think all of us on the dais have a right to understand what the impact is from the day you were sworn in.
While I don't have those specific numbers for you today, Representative Chaffetz did bring up the fact that there had not been any basic training classes in fiscal year 12 and 13.
But we're talking about number of people, and you're saying 500 fewer people. That cannot be right, Director.
That is correct, sir, over the last few years.
Well, let me tell you why it's confusing then. Because I'm looking at your budget request for last year, and it says in here, in your request, that you plan to reduce the staffing by 376 full-time equivalents. Why would you do that? If you're already short 500, why would you, in your budget request 376 full-time equivalent reduction? I'm confused. Wouldn't you be confused? In your budget request, you also said that we need to be reducing the number of years of experience by 5 years over the next 4 years. I'm confused. Why would we want less experienced Secret Service agents, Director? These are your numbers. Do you have an answer?
I do know that we have provided a human capital strategy to the Congress at their request that outlines.
But these are your requests, and let me tell you what's even more confusing then. I'll go on a little bit further. Is it says the committee, the Congressional Committee, is concerned that the President's budget request creates a pay shortfall that will result in the reduction of at least 376 full-time equivalents, and that this will fundamentally affect the dual mission within the Secret Service. The committee was recognizing this, not you. Do you not think that that creates a cultural problem when you're seeking reductions and you're here testifying today that you have too few people? Do you see the hypocrisy in that?
I do see the difficulty in trying to operate a critical Federal agency in times of fiscal constraint.
Okay, well, let's go, since you're talking about fiscal constraints, because I started looking real quickly, because I agree with Mr. Lynch. We need to do all we can to give you the tools to make sure that you can change the culture and protect our President. So I started looking at it. But I was concerned to find a whistleblower came to us and said that you spent over $1 million on an executive luxury suite. Is that correct? On the 8th floor? On your 8th floor, over $1 million spent on a luxury suite since you've come to power.
I don't know what that is in reference to. Unless
so did you spend $1 million or more on a conference room, outfitting it, a luxury suite on the 8th floor? Yes or no?
No. What we have done is spent money to transform our Director's Crisis Center.
Okay, the Director's Crisis Center, which is on the 9th floor. Now we've done it again on the 8th floor. We've got locators on each one of those floors. Is that correct? That's what the whistleblower is telling me.
That information he has talks about the integration of both the Director's Crisis Center.
How do you know? Because the whistleblower talked to us.
I know from what we have done in the way of installations within our office. I can't speak to what your individual.
Okay. Do you have a locator on the 8th floor now?
We have multiple locators in the building.
Do you have one on the 8th floor?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a secure area?
Yes.
Is the 8th floor a secure area where vendors that don't have classified, can they go in and out if they don't have clearance on the 8th floor?
All of our vendors are either escorted or have clearance, and the locator itself is not a classified document.
All right. So, but it does tell you where the President and the Vice President and all relative people are. It's a locator, right?
It is a reference point for our management team.
Okay, why would you need another one of these when you already had two? Why would you need another one floor down in your luxury suite?
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman may answer. Go ahead and answer.
We need to have instant information for us to be able to make informed decisions as a management team. And having quick access and be able to leverage technology and look at camera views and look at information being provided to us real time from our protective missions is critically important to me and critically important to my staff. This is one of the areas where some of those key decisions are made, and it's integrated in with other systems throughout the building.
Mr. Chairman, I yield back. I think we need to explore this further, though.